All right, Capricorn, welcome in. How are you doing today? This reading is for Capricorn Sun, Rising, Moon, and North Node. If you don't know what your North Node is, it's your destiny, it's your fate, it's the lessons you're here to embrace and learn. It can be something brand new for you, definitely outside of the comfort zone. So if you want to know what your North Node is, I have a class. There's a link below for my North Node class. I talk about how to figure out your destiny and purpose. If you want to jump onto that, please do. All right. So let's see where we go. You can still watch this as a Capricorn Sun if North Node is not in Capricorn, but let's see where we go. Okay. Truth. Big old truth bomb right there, right there. What is coming through for Capricorn here? Divine Feminine. Interesting. And Talisman, the key. Yeah, okay. So there's something in this trio of cards that makes me feel like some of you are really trying to integrate your divine feminine, but you're not quite getting it. All right, you're not quite understanding what it means to have divine feminine integrated. Some of you may have had too much masculine in your life, and the divine feminine energy, it's like it's causing you you're thinking that it means sit back, and what it really means is nurturance and vulnerability. It doesn't mean don't do anything. It means to allow whatever wants to come through, but the energy needs to be in that place of, hey, come see me, come hang out with me, come be with me. I'm a nurturing human being. There definitely is something to integrating masculine and feminine here. Some of you may have had, like I said, too much masculine in your life, and so you're now working on this feminine. Just be careful that you're not leaning on someone else to be a masculine, right? There needs to be a balance of these things. If you're leaning on someone else to do the work of something, that's not integrated masculine feminine. Okay, you really do need to maybe work on that. So Page of Wands, Six of Wands, Five of Swords, right? Five of Swords, there's the healing energy. The Three of Pentacles, there's the divine feminine energy. Now I feel like before you can get to this is a Three of Pentacles, and the Empress is a 3 card, right? Before you can get to this, what I just said to you is really going to be the outside your comfort zone thing. Understanding when your masculine is used and when your feminine is being employed. Seeing what it's like to be both masculine and feminine. Just because you got burned by masculine doesn't mean you don't use that energy anymore, okay? So the Five of Swords and the Aquarian card is about innovation, making changes, learning, okay, learning new things. Some of you have like partially won this battle, okay? Some of you partially won this battle, but you're still not quite there, because I feel like there's a sense of one more step. There needs to be one more integration. Some of you are healing. Some of you may have really ruthlessly used your masculine to not very good ends. You could have burned yourself out. You could have burned other people out. You could have done, and the same thing goes, like if you're leaning on someone else's masculine to do work out in the world, then there is a sense of maybe you're burning some bridges here, or burning some, I don't know, burning some goodwill or something like that. Be careful about that. Just because you're, oh, I'm so divine feminine, doesn't mean you're not using that intention and burning that candle through someone else's energy. So be super careful about that. All right, there, King of Swords, Three of Wands, Two of Swords, the Ten of Wands, the Magician, the Eight of Cups, the Seven of Wands. Wow, look at all this. Hierophant. The Strength card could be dealing with a Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Gemini. Seven of Cups, and the outcome, more Gemini. The outcome is the Lover's card. Five of Wands, Eight of Wands. There's your Devil energy. King of Pentacles. This is all about, well, how am I supposed to make money if I'm leaning back into my divine feminine? How am I supposed to create a living? It's like you can't quite get your head around that And I feel like you're not quite there because I think there's something to get over. The universe is saying here that are you burning yourself out or burning somebody out, maybe burning relationships out, trying to help you figure this out. Um, I do like this. You're showing up as the King of Swords. So I feel like you have some real clarity, or I feel like you are getting real clarity soon. This is very masculine, right? This is not a lot of feminine energy. And it's almost like you're partitioned. You're so aware of when you're in your divine feminine and so aware of when you're in your divine masculine that I feel like those two things, there's like no flow between them. There's just a partition. And Three of Wands, it's like, okay, I'm turning my back on my masculine for sure. Also Two of Swords, this is the opportunity, is like blocking your heart. The reason that these two things aren't flowing is your heart is partitioned. Wow. Okay, so there's, okay, we know about the ventricles and we know about the actual partitioning of the heart, right? We know all about that. We studied that in biology class. We know it. Your heart is really separated. It's almost like, so you may have something super creative and nurturing that you love to do, but that can't ever earn me money, right? There's like something about like, this is, maybe that's what the Gemini energy is, that this is so bifurcated. This is so two different camps. There's two different people here. And it's like, okay, well, if I go toward making money, I'm just going to be this old crotchety jerk that I used to be, King of Swords. And if I go toward the feminine, I'm going to never eat again because I'll just be, right? There's these ideas. Okay, so here's the deal. Truth. Here's the deal. This is what it's like to have a thought come through your head that's attached to some feeling from growing up or from some other experience that hardens into a conviction. And what that is the thought has come through your mind that the only way to support myself or make money in the world is to be a crotchety bastard like this King of Swords. The only way is to be that jerk that I don't want to become. So you're stuck in this. You're stuck in this lower vibe, Capricorn, of, well, I hate this, but I have to do it to put food on the table. And then I have this whole hobby or this whole other thing that I like that I resist making money from because it's going to pollute it. It's going to ruin it. Like, I can't do that. Okay. So I can see these two sides of you, and it's like really struggling here. Seven of Wands, really kind of like, 10 of Wands, feeling overwhelmed with either side. So you go over to the feminine side and you're like, oh, this feels so good. I love playing my guitar in front of a lot of people. Please don't give me money. Please don't give me a recording contract. Please don't. And because it's got to be pure, man. It's got to be pure. Right? And then you go to your job on Monday morning and you're like, grrr, I hate these people. Grrr. Right? Can you see like the resistance in this? Okay, so there's some idea you have about your creative work because Empress is super duper creative, right? She's all about birthing something new. And there's definitely this sense of, if I ask for money, it's going to pollute it. And so I'm going to tag on with other people who may be able to ask for money. And that might be okay. You might be dealing with an Aquarian. Okay, but I think that there's a little bit of disingenuousness here, either on your side or on their side. It's possible that this Aquarius isn't saying to you, I don't like it when you make me do this. I don't like it when you tag on to me and make me be the one who deals with the money. It doesn't have to be an Aquarius. Like I said, it can be Gemini, lots of Gemini, Taurus, Leo, okay, Libra. It can be definitely Libra. There's some definitely Libra. Libra's very diplomatic, okay, and it's possible that you are learning this right now the Hierophant is how you're showing up to other people. So you see the Hierophant up on stage there. I feel like the way you present yourself is that you have learned this lesson, or you have been able to do this. You have been able to showcase this bifurcated person and seem, integrated. It's going to take some effort, because this is like your mind. It's a mindset thing. I know this is the 7 of Cups, but this makes me feel like you've got a bunch of different buckets in your head, and nothing is crossing over. Nothing is making a dent in that. And I'm going to say this to you, and all due respect, I'm going to say this to you out of love, that what's the problem is the ego. Okay? The problem is the ego. And the sense of my creativity, and how I'm putting it out in the world and not allowing anything to flow back to me in terms of money or opportunity or anything like that, is really jamming up the works. And it's like a look how much better I am than other people. Look how much better I am than other musicians who go out there and hawk their DVDs, CDs, whatever you hawk these days, downloads for songs. Like, I don't do it, man. Like, that's not going to be who I am. And I think the key here is to integrate masculine and feminine, so that you're truly giving of yourself to the audience. Right now, this is a Hierophant, and this kind of goes one way. Like, I feel like the Hierophant is about make me feel good. And so the audience, or the people who are attracted to your art or attracted to your feminine side, are super respectful of your art, or super respectful of what you're doing. And it's like they are devoted followers. And it's like that is feeding an ego piece of you, as opposed to like recognizing that your creativity out in the world has a much bigger purpose than that. I mean, that's just kind of like a baseline thing, right? When people are like, oh, I love your music. And that's great. But like, it's only one facet of it. When your music gets out into the world, how much it changes people's lives is really a beautiful thing to witness. And I almost feel like you're cutting off the overflow of that lesson. You're cutting off the next piece of that lesson, maybe because it's like, if I don't have money to keep a roof over my head, I can't keep doing these gigs. So I just go to gigs that I can do, that I can jam into my schedule while I have this job I hate. I don't know why it's coming across like that, but it is. It could be the same for art. It could be the same for any kind of thing that you're here to create in your life. And I do feel like some of you are wrestling with this right now. I do. And I feel like some of you are winning. Okay? Some of you are winning. This is a chance to really integrate masculine and feminine. So we just went through the Libra new moon, the eclipse, Libra new moon. And we are now moving toward the full moon in Taurus at the end of the month. The activation energy is really beautiful with these two. And the Taurus full moon at the end is really about releasing anything that isn't supporting us. And it's like, well, I can't release my music. I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. Okay, good. So there's some kind of like, there's some kind of forced thing that you might have to make a new choice. You're manifesting this in, okay? You're manifesting this in. And I do feel, because this is the card of choice, I do feel like you're walking right toward this big choice, this big decision about integrating what you love to do and what you have to do, and kind of removing that level of belief. So thoughts come through our mind, we attach feelings to them, or we let them go, right? We attach feelings to them and they stay. And then they become beliefs. That's the vision of how the world works for us. And then if we see enough evidence, if we go around collecting evidence for that, confirmation bias, they become convictions. It's very hard to uproot a conviction, because we so believe that this is how the world works that we can't ever uproot it, because that will shatter our ego. It will shatter our sense of how the world operates. And I feel like you're headed for that right now, to get a sense of like, hey, you can What if I told you, would it tear a hole in the time space continuum if I told you you could earn money for something you love to do? I'm waiting. Will you look at around you like you're watching a channel that has done this, has been able to do this? Would you consider this evidence that it's possible? Okay. All right, I'm going to continue on here. This feels a little bit like you are walking toward the biggest choice of your life right now. And with, especially if you have a North Node in Capricorn, which is about, that means you have your South Node in Cancer. That is about this very thing. Cancer is about my nurturing capability, something I love. Capricorn is about how I express myself in the world, and my career, my overarching career. If your overarching career isn't as a creative or isn't as integrative, you know, if you have these like buckets in your life, in your silos in your life, this reading is for you. All right. So, link is below if you want to continue on with me. I will go deeper into this reading and I'll get a sense of next steps. I'll give you some advice, and I think I'll pull cards for each zodiac sign. If you are dealing with another person, maybe there's another person involved in this. We'll see. All right. Link is below, Capricorn. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.